Solving equations by squaring both sides, grade 11 and 12. We're going to question number 7. Now remember, you can WhatsApp or call that number, okay, for tuition, because we give tuition for all grades, mathematics and sciences, and also varsity tuition. You can just WhatsApp that number, all right? All right, and ask for information. Good. All right, let's go on. I kept all these questions. We go to the last one because I just want to give you only 7 examples. Okay, here's the 7th one. Again, the first rule, we need to write our restriction. All right, you'll see people copying this restriction thing. I'm just telling you. Let's check what's beneath there. What's beneath the radical sign? So we've got 6 plus x must be greater than or equals to 0. Well, if I solve that one, it tells me x must be greater than or equals to -6. Good. Then I've got another one. Another one which is under the radical sign, which is actually 7 minus x. According to the restriction, it should be greater than or equals to 0. And then I'm having negative x is greater than or equals to -7. Change that, multiply both sides by negative. The inequality sign faces the other direction. So that means x must be less than or equals to 7. You see, this one says greater. So the answer is going to lie between. This is the in-between. Let's just draw the number line just to demonstrate that to you. The smallest number is -6. All right, the biggest number is a +7. Now watch what is Z. What is Z according to the -6? X is greater than or equals to. So that means I need to shade a dot here. Greater than or equals to, it goes to the other side. I can extend that number line. I could have stopped here, I know that, but I'm not doing that. Now, let's check for the other one. The other one says 7 must be less than or equals to. So it's going that way. See, I extended them on purpose. Where do these lines, white and yellow, overlap? They overlap here. And you see, just between them. That's it. That is between -6, from -6 to 7. So one can actually change that and do it one time and just write one line, a line that goes like that, which is exactly the same thing. You see, there's many ways. I could have kept it as it is. So that means my restriction says negative, in other words, close interval, -6, semicolon, what? 7. All right, close interval. So which is actually that? Or you want to write x is an element of. Or simply write it -6 less than or equals to x less than or equals to 7. Kind of like that one. I like it a lot. It's good. It's chopped to the point. So the possible solution lies from -6 to +7. Fine, let's proceed. Rejotting the equation, I've got square root of 6 plus the x, and then minus, remember, okay, no need to rejot it. Remember, it's already there. The first rule says isolate the radical signs, one on the left, one on the right, because there's 2 of them. One of them must jump over. I'm going to shift this one that has a 7 beneath. So I'm just going to write equals to 1. It's going to be plus the root of 7 minus the x. There we go. I isolated that. In other words, normally when you've got 2 square roots, one on the left, one on the right. What if there were 3? You can tell 2 on one side, 1 on the other. Then you keep on squaring again and again. All right. So now we parenthesize the entire left-hand side and square it. We parenthesize the right-hand side, raise it to the power of 2. There we go. Now you're left with 6 plus x. You see, I'm going pink. I'm a friend to girls now. They like me so much. Square the 1, it's going to be 1. 1 times that root is going to be that root, but you're going to double that. So it's going to be twice the square root of 7 minus the x. You see, I'm yellowizing it so that you can see it. When you raise that to the thingy, it's going to be plus, when you square it, in other words, that root times by itself, the root will disappear. You now have 7 minus the x. This is what we got. So the yellow one should be on its own. So let's check. I'm going to trace the x. You see that x minus, bring it there, it becomes 2x. So I'm going to write 2x. Let's deal with the numbers. I've got 1 plus 7, which is 8. Bring it over. 6 minus 8 is a negative 2 to me. Double check with me, guys. If I make glitches or mistake, it's okay. It helps you know that, I'm a human being. Okay. I don't practice these questions in advance. I do them one time here, live. Okay. So now we've got that radical side. So we still have to square both sides again. Whoa. Let's hope we've got one that says no solution, because you don't have to get a solution. Remember, you might have no solution, or all values are solution, or some are the solution, some are not. Okay? Right. So here we go. Extending this question. This question now, yeah, because this one is being squared. When I square that, it has to be 4x squared. 2 times that is minus 4, so you double it is a minus 8x. It's foiling, you know how to do it, and then plus the 4. Double check my mathematics. Then I'm going to have 4 into the parentheses 7 minus the x. There we go. Because it looks like quadratic, I've got 4x squared there. I'm going to jot that one down first. I've got 4x squared. Look, the 4 will times the minus x. It's minus 4x. When I bring it there, it's plus. So minus 8x plus 4x. Then, all right, you need to double check what it's going to be. Like I said, this is negative 8x. That one is 4 times negative x, which is negative 4. When you take negative 4, it's a plus. So negative 8x minus, negative 8x plus 4, you're going to end up with a negative 4x. And then watch now what you got. You got 4 times 7, I believe it's positive 28. When you bring it over, it's going to be negative 28. All right. And everything must be equated to 0. And then we can see that the 4, you can divide everything by 4 there. When you do that, you now have x squared minus the x, and then minus the 7 equals to the 0. Then we need to open 2 pairs of the parentheses, or the brackets, if you want to call them brackets, no problem. And then you'll be like, okay, I need the 2 factors. You know it must be 7 and 1. There is no other. But look, it's not going to work because you can't get the middle term. Then you're like, oh, all right, let's go for quadratic equation. All right. Quadratic equation will be x equals to negative b, which is a negative 1. I think by now you know better. And then plus or minus, under the radical sign, you're going to have negative x all squared. Don't know what I'm bringing the radical sign. Minus 4 times a, the a is the 1, and then times by the z, which is negative 7. Then I put the radical sign for you. There's a radical sign there. And everything all over the 2a. 2a will be 2 into 1. Now, let's check what we're getting. It's possible to have no solution. All right, so there's the fraction. So I have negative into negative 1. Close the parenthesis. I'm going to start with the positive. Then we got square root. Open the parenthesis. Negative 1. Close the parenthesis. Squared minus 4 into 1. Close into negative 7. Close. All over 2 into 1 close equals 2. You see, that's the first answer. Well, it's fine. You can round off. So let's just round it off to 2 decimal places. So I'm going to write x equals, I'm just going to write it there, 3.19. All right. So I'm going to put that in a yellow box. That's the first one. Let's go for the second one. All I have to do is navigate backwards, right? Going back in time. I need to go change that positive, so backspace, and slot in a negative. Then there is another one. Another one, you're gonna have x equals to negative 2.19. Let me put this one in the green box. So there they are, you've got those two. But look at what the restriction says. The restriction says any number from negative 6 to 7. That one, yeah, could be. How about that one? Yeah, could be. You see that? Good. So I'm just going to use the calculator. I'm going to work out this left-hand side here. Let's see if we're going to get that one. So I'm going to go square root of 6. And then using plus 3.19, I need to get out of the radical sign minus the square root of 7 is going to be minus 3.19. Let's see if we get a 1. Well, let's just look at that. Look at that. It's actually 1.0 blah, 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 blah. I believe it's because of the rounding off. Okay? I'm going to do it for you without the rounding off. So that's just to make a point. Let me show you how. I was going to go back here. I was going to write negative into negative 1, close the parenthesis, plus the square root. And then you have negative 1, close the parenthesis. But I tell you, normally when it's the correct answer, it should be so close, so very much close to that one. And then I've got negative 7 there, close. Then we go down. We've got 2 into 1, close. Then we've got that. Check. Can you see that number? Can you see that? It's the same thing. Now watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to store it. Okay? When you say store, can you see that one? You say store in alphabet A. So that one it's in alphabet A. So that means if I say recall, let me just kind of switch off there. Yeah, there we go. If I say recall A, there is that value. So we know this one is A. So I can now go back there and say square root of 6 plus recall A. It's all the values. Then I get out of that square root. Then I say minus the square root of 7 minus recall A, because it's now all the values. Let's see what we're getting. You see, it's not the answer. You would have known it because if it was, it's supposed to be 1, even though they were decimal, It should have been something like 1,00000, maybe 345. But when you round off, you'll be like, come on, this is going to be a 1. Even if you round off to 2 or 3 decimal places, it should come back to 1. So that is not the answer. All right, so let's try the next one. So the next one also, let's do it this way again. Square root of 6, because it's going to be minus 2.19, and then minus the square root of 7, because there's a minus, is going to be plus 2.19. Let's press equal sign. Now let's check what we get here. Can you see? It's also not. You cannot say, because this one is giving you a negative. This one should have been a plus. So you're like, no, I need a positive number. So in this case, I can now write not equals to, then I can now write no solution. No solution for this one. Did you get the answers? Yeah, but it's not the answer that works. So it's not a solution for this thing. Remember, you can always WhatsApp that number there for tuition's sakes if you need help with mathematics and sciences. Okay, remember, Jesus is the God of maths and science. I am just a student of Jesus, and he's the boss. Thank you.